Hello everybody. Today we'll be trying to learn how we can use Google Forms in order to serve as student registration sheets. Also, we can use these Google Forms in order to enforce a certain set of limits as to how many students can join each particular course. So let's get started. Click on the blank form option. Should have been logged in already with your Gmail account at docs.google.com for you to be able to access Google Forms. Once I click on the blank option, it allows me to create a new Google form. I'm going to call this form as registrations. Now let us go ahead and create our actual form questions. Let us say the first question that I'm trying to put in is trying to capture a student's hall ticket number. Now over here, I get to select what kind of data that I'm expecting as a response for this question. You can either go with the short answer or paragraph type. If you're already providing some built-in options, you can go with the multiple choice or checkboxes option or the drop-down box. Multiple choice allows the users to select only one single option, whereas within checkboxes, students have the option of checking multiple options. You can also make use of the multiple choice grids in case you have a list of questions and you want to answer them based on a scale as such. For this particular question, I'm going to go with the short answer question. Also, I'm going to make it a required field, that is, every student must necessarily enter their hall ticket number. You can also do some kind of error checking. For example, I can click on the response validation and ensure that there is a certain pattern that exists for sure within my hall ticket number. For this, I'm going to go ahead and use the regular expression and say that my hall ticket number must definitely contain the pattern academic year 18. So this pattern you can make up based on the kind of data that you have at your own place. Now let us go ahead and add a second question. Enter your name. I'm going to make this also a required field. My data type is going to be short answer. Now you can use the title option if you want to show some kind of a note prominently. For example, I can go ahead here and say choose any one course. Now let us go ahead and actually create the list of courses that we are going to offer where we want to allow the student to register. So I'm going to click on the add question option here. I'm going to go ahead and say select the course you want to register for. And for this, I'm going to use the drop down option. Let us say we are offering 3 courses. One is a course in C programming. Another is a course in database management systems. And finally, we have a course on Python. Also, let us make this also a required field since every student has to definitely register for at least one course. So now if we want to take a look at how your form is actually going to look like, you can always click on the preview button and it shows you how your final form will appear. I'm going to go back to the form design tab. You can change the look of your form and customize it by choosing any of the preset color combinations, or you can choose header images that are already provided. You also have the option of uploading your own images. So for now, let us go ahead and select a theme that is already available here. To say I go with this theme, click on select. So this is how my form is going to finally look like. Now that we have designed our form, we next need to go and select the response destinations. What this means is whatever data that is entered into this form needs to be stored somewhere. So for that, click on the responses tab, click on these buttons here, and then click on select response destination. It comes up automatically with a new spreadsheet option with the same name as our form, or you also have the option of selecting an existing sheet. So I'm going to go ahead with the create new spreadsheet option. Click on create. Now for you to check where this spreadsheet actually is stored, go to Google Sheets, sheets.google.com. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and refresh this. So this is the new sheet that has been created. As of now, it is empty, and this is the data that will be stored within the form. The timestamp tells you the exact time at which any one particular form was submitted. This is the column where the hall ticket number will be stored, the name of the student, and the course that they have registered for. Now, let us go ahead and open another sheet here where we want to put in the course limits. This is the revised option. This is my list of original options. This is my course count, that is the number of students who have opted for a particular course, and this is the number that I want to limit each course to. Now for the original options, let us go to our main form, questions. This is the first course that we are offering. I'm going to do a copy paste. This is my original option 1. This is my second option. And this is my last option. Now let us set up the course limits. Let us say I'm allowed to take in 30 students for C programming and for Python, and I can accommodate up to 50 students for database management systems. Now let us try and count how many students have actually opted for each of these courses. For this we are going to use a COUNTIF function. So we're saying COUNTIF, go back to your first sheet, which is form responses, and then select the entire column, which is going to have the list of courses that the users have selected. So this is the entire range. Within this, I want to select or count the number of students who have opted for this particular option, and then close and hit on enter. So now, right now the course count is 0 since we don't really have any data in our form as yet. That is, nobody has selected C programming. Now drag and drop this so that the formula gets applied across all the rows. Now the revised option is where we try to show a new option in case the course has reached its limit. For this we're going to use a if function is equal to use an if function if my course count is less than my limit, that is I still have seats available, show this particular option. In case the condition, so if this condition is met, this is the option that comes up. In case this condition is not met, let us show a different option. Select another course. This course is full. As of now, it is still showing a revised option as C programming since our count is still less than limit. Once again, drag and drop this to make the formula applicable across all the columns. So now we have finished designing our form. We have set up a response destination, and we've also put in some kind of limits for each of these courses. Now for these limits to actually come into effect, we'll have to use an add-on software called Form Ranger. Now this is the first time if you're doing this, you'll have to click on more, go to add-ons and select for a add-on called as Form Ranger. Once the add-on appears, you can just click on the plus symbol and it will get that add-on into your Google Forms. Since I've already done it once, it shows up in my list of add-ons. I'm going to click on Form Ranger and get it started. Now we want to use this Form Ranger for our course option. So click on the plus symbol. So what is the new list that we want to populate? First, select the response destination, which is the registrations sheet. Now within this sheet, form responses was the first sheet which has the data from the forms. Our limits were set up within sheet 2. So I'm going to go ahead and select sheet 2, and our new options were stored under the revised option column. So now click on next. I'm going to give this new range also the same name, that is revised options, and click on save and populate question. One more thing that we need to do now is click on the on form submit button. That is, every time a form is submitted, it is going to go ahead and check the counts and see if they're still less than the limits, and based on that auto repopulate the question, and also finally click on the update question list. So now our form is finally ready. Let's do a preview of our form and try to submit some data and see how the data gets filled into a sheet. So I'm going to click on preview. It says enter your hall ticket number. We had set up a pattern that our hall ticket numbers must match ACAD 18. So if you notice, unless the pattern is matched, it won't allow me to actually submit that data. So I'm going to say my hall ticket number is ACAD 1801. Asks me to enter a name. Clicking on some name and then choose any one course. Let us say I choose DBMS. Now click on submit. It says that our response has been submitted. Now let us go ahead and see if this data has been stored within our registrations responses sheet. So this was the timestamp at which that particular form was submitted. This is the data which was submitted through that form. Now if you go ahead and look at sheet 2, you will notice that the course count for DBMS is 1, that is, one student has submitted a form and have selected DBMS. Now when this course count comes to 50, that is, once the limit has been reached, then instead of showing the option as DBMS within our form, it will come up with the new revised option. That is, instead of showing DBMS at this place, it will display as this course is full and select another course, in which way your students will be forced to go and opt for another course.